Welcome back to Everything Money. We're glad you joined us again. We have been doing some reaction videos, Paul, and people keep asking. I know that some of this drama is not what you want in this world. We want to keep doing what we do. We're doing it well. And the charts actually have shown in the future that we're going to surpass almost every YouTuber, even people who have like hundreds of thousands more than us. In a few years, we'll just blow right past them. And so the point, I like bringing these up to these fellas, guys. Number one is the patrons and people in our Everything Money community are asking. But number two is, I still feel like I'm that guy that needs to represent us. And boy, Paul, when I talk to normal people out there, I had a conversation with a 67-year-old guy. Mm-hmm. He went to Dairy Queen. He said some rich guy came up and bought his two grandkids ice cream, mm-hmm. and moments later told him to buy some crazy biogenomic stock and that he would be a gazillion, and he bought it. I mean,
no way.
He spent $10,000 and put money into one of these stocks, which, by the way, I can't remember the stock. I do remember. It's Coherus. Anyway.
Oh, it's Coherus?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, I'll get back. But the stock was $124 3 years ago. It's at $4 today. And so we were having this conversation. So this normal people do very little. The point of all this, folks, if you're watching, is I'd like to show you someone with a lot of subscribers. And if you look at his videos, the comments below, Paul, are just incredibly supportive. And so I'd like to get your thoughts on what this gentleman is presenting, as he says, is fact in terms of.
Does he say it's fact?
I'll let you see. This is Chris Sain.
Is this oven mitts?
No, that's Keenan.
So I'm going to do a little disclaimer ahead of time.
Please do.
We did reaction videos to try to actually find people that we actually agreed with.
Yes.
We found Sven.
Yes.
We found Jimmy.
Learn to invest, yes.
And that's about it. Because in the world of YouTube, all you need to do is put up a YouTube channel, do some things in the back end, say what everybody wants to hear, and it grows like crazy. We're trying to say everything that people don't want to hear in this current market. But when markets fall, we'll be the ones that are saying the things you do want to hear, right?
Yes.
It's easy to hype things. I say personal things that are kind of mean. I do acknowledge that. Mm-hmm. I say people are stupid. I do acknowledge that. Do I believe it? 1,000,000%. I think they're stupid. Do I think they should be shot in the face? Absolutely. They're stupid.
Oh boy.
And it's just, I haven't seen this video yet.
Well, I can assure you it's...
But we see other people's videos and it just gives me boiling inside. And people say like, oh, Paul, you shouldn't get so upset. I'm like, I know I shouldn't get so upset, but the reason I get upset is you guys are the same people who will then attack these people in the future because you lost money. I can't tell you how many times I've had friends invest with no process. I say, well, this doesn't really make much sense. Look at my results. I've literally had it happen twice in history where friends of mine, I questioned somebody's results. They said, hey, look at my results, I'm doing great. And then later on sue that person because a deal finally fell through that did terrible and they realized it was all just crap.
Wow.
Now, granted, both those times were real estate deals, but it's no different than stock deals. It really is no different than hiring a money manager. And both times they sued, and I remember thinking to myself, I lost a lot of respect for that person because what it told me was they weren't willing to ask the right question. I mean, look at right now, we're going through Elizabeth Holmes at Theranos.
Theranos, oh my God.
She was the golden child, but nobody was willing to question like, hey, can she actually, and I'm not saying I would have found that out, but something like Bernie Madoff, literally, there were several people who literally looked in a matter of seconds and said, this is a scam.
Yeah.
In fact, they were doing it for years with Bernie Madoff. They first reported almost 7 or 8 years prior to that there was a problem.
Before that.
Oh yeah, I followed one of the whistleblowers, and he was sending data.
Mark Akopoulos or whatever his name is.
Maybe he was sending data years in advance. And
and in fact, Jim, go ahead.
And Bernie literally said, if you would have just gone on my computer and just started clicking around, you would have known.
Oh, no, even worse.
The SEC.
The SEC, all they do is check his DC whatever number. If they just checked that, they would have seen there were no charges whatsoever. There were no transactions. Other people who knew in seconds were like, there's no way with this much capital you can do this many options.
There's not that many options out there.
Yeah. In fact, Jim Simmons, that great quant guy, they pulled money out because they pulled out half their investment saying, we don't know how he's getting these results, but just in case we're wrong, we're only going to pull out half.
Well, I think the problem is, as we did with the Stock Mo reaction video, is that Obviously, Chris sounds like a very, very nice guy. I think he even has a charity that he's helping folks, which is great.
Good for him.
He thinks.
You know what charity?
Right.
He's helping charity over here, and then he's hurting people over here, probably. Like Stock Mo.
Let's see.
Let's watch.
What's up, YouTube? This video is brought to you by
Of course.
And Weeble.
Of course, it's always brought to you by Weeble.
How many times have we been pitched Weeble, Tim? How many times has Weeble reached out to us for this?
Dozens.
And we've never said dozens of times we've never agreed to it.
Keep going.
Or if you'd like to help out the channel and get some free stocks, make sure you check out my link below. Hey, I'm Chris Sain, and today's video is about some stocks.
I'm not
to
a financial
load up on.
advisor.
Listen, guys, we've been hitting them out the park, left and right, like no other.
Really?
However, we're going to keep that momentum going, and so I need you to load up on some of these plays.
Wait a
this-
second.
yeah, I was gonna say-
Time out. I'm not a financial advisor, but I need you to load up on these plays.
This guy and at least Keenan, we've done a reaction for. At least Keenan's very upfront that if you can't handle these swings, just invest in index. That's usually his first sentence. Invest in low-cost ETFs, and then he gets into the oven mitts. But this guy basically says, "I need you to load up on these."
That verbiage is almost like pump and dump. He's like telling people to pump and
1000%.
dump this thing. That sounds illegal.
All right, let's listen to Jordan Belfort. Chris Sain.
Okay, here we go.
If I helped you in any way, whether that was help you make some money or give you a new perspective on the stock market, I also need you to like and subscribe and make sure you join us on the journey. But without further ado, let's take a look at my portfolio. Okay, guys, another dominant day in the market. We're doing our thing even after hours.
So I would say this is from January, but I do like looking back, Paul, at what he told us to buy and how they performed.
Did you do this?
We will do it with our 8 pillars. At least take a general overview of some of these stocks. So
continuing to be on an upward trend. That is always a beautiful thing. There's no other vehicle like the stock market in terms
That's
of
not true.
money working on your behalf.
That's not true.
While they
That's stupid. Next,
Okay.
keep going.
sleep, okay? Check this out, guys. I love each and every one of you for letting me know your biggest winners and your biggest laggers, okay? That is a great exercise to do so that you are keenly aware of what plays are performing for you and what
does
plays
that even
you
mean?
either need to make a considerable move in, pivot, or average down in, okay? You always got 3 options with plays that you're down in, so don't necessarily see it as a bad
What are
thing.
the 3 options?
Look at it
He just
as
said it.
a strategic way to see what you want to do next, okay? Also, it speaks to the importance of being diversified. Do you see how I saw many of you
Hang
had a
on,
lot of
pause.
winners,
go ahead.
Diversified, but load up. So how much loading up is diversification?
I'm certain he'll tell us.
Okay.
but then you might have had 1 or 2 plays
certain
that
he
were
will
down.
not.
Say you had APXT and Golden Nugget as your laggers, okay? But then you were up in ZOM, or you were up in IDX, or you were up in Clean, okay? You see the importance of diversity in that particular case versus if you only had Golden Nugget, you would be down. If you only had APXT, you would be down. But those winners help balance everything out. That's just some more free game for you guys, just in terms of
That seems pretty clear.
Keep going. I want to end this video as fast as possible.
kicking things off, guys. I want to talk to you guys about 2 plays I want you to load up on, but follow this guidance very closely.
Okay.
You guys remember this play? Ticker symbol OGI, OrganiGram, sitting at $4.94. It's almost about to crack the $5 mark on the day.
Pause.
Okay, here's OGI. Now this video is from January. February. Look.
This is from January.
Oh, I see.
February?
So he was
So what he was pumping was this thing.
he was
There you go.
talking right about mid pump right there.
And I would have been here going, guys, parabolic, it's hard to do this, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Paul, you're crazy. This thing is going to the moon. Okay. Now the difference is, guys, stocks I buy will drop in half. Absolutely. The difference is when you have a process for understanding why a stock dropping in half is still a good thing. He had no process here. Let's look at the income statement.
He might get to it, but I'm guessing he doesn't.
Yeah, I doubt that. Look at it lost 95 million last year, 2 years ago, and 113 million the year before that. So something tells me he doesn't have a process to the financials of this company.
And Seth, remember that day I pulled up all those hype stocks and just kept drawing? Here it is again. This.
And crashed down.
Yep.
Let's see what he says. I'm sure he justifies it.
was up over 34%. After hours is up another 12%. Remember I put you guys in this play Well, listen, I want you to load up on this, or I want you to rinse and repeat. If you use this as a swing trade, if you use this and have already taken profits, I want you guys to embrace the point that you can eat.
But he's not even explaining the
continue
swing
to eat.
trade and the charts for it. Like, I can understand if he says, hey, I'm not about fundamentals, but where's his process like Mo, where he looks at the charts and say, hey, look at this, look at this.
It just sounds like his process is if it's
As long as you say diversification, swing trade, and all these things, you sound smart.
Yes.
I remember I once had an
Certain
insurance
play.
agent use the word depreciation when talking about insurance policy, and I go, what the does depreciation have to do with this? And it was with Darnell, and it was a mutual friend of ours, and Darnell just goes,
Uh-oh.
because I was like, what does depreciation do with insurance? But he just wanted to drop a big word to sound smart because most stupid people just listen to that.
I do that. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, me too.
Over and over again. This would be one, okay? So I want you to either load up if you don't have this, okay? Or
He said load up at 490.
490, he said that?
490, it's 490 right here, and he's saying load up.
Is there a date of this video?
It's
February what? Do we know? I just want to look.
yeah, Tim will get it for you.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Mo. See what he's got over there. Oh, you can look up February 9th on this?
Yeah, I'm just looking. So February. That's how charts work.
Oh no, I didn't know.
Wait a second, you can pick an exact date?
No, I didn't know you could look at the candlesticks of that day,
Oh, yeah.
why or why not he was doing this.
So that thing shot up that day and pulled back down, and then it had 2 more days of this, and then it just came.
And let me
crashing
guess.
down. So I want to know. I want to see if did he say sell it the next day?
I guarantee he did not.
Of course
but
he didn't.
But he'll say now he did.
Of course.
Go ahead.
So if this cools off, if the rest of YouTube find out about this play and everybody try to buy it or trade it or put puts on it or whatever they do, and they might mess up the momentum, you
Puts
already
on
got a
it.
game plan, okay? If it come down, we're gonna buy the dip and we're gonna make it go right back up, okay? We're gonna keep
We're gonna make it go right back
So-
up. That is the definition of.
So over the since March, why hasn't it gone right back up?
Because the pump and dump didn't work.
Oh, shoot.
Okay.
Damn it.
We're gonna make Wall Street wake
How long
up.
is this video?
We're gonna make Main
Too
Street
long.
wake up. We're gonna make the experts wake up and pay attention, okay?
Okay.
Too often times they're late to the game in terms of where they need to be focused on. We're gonna make sure that we
Paul,
are on
he is
top
right
of
on
our
that
game.
one.
And
Go
Never
ahead.
mind. Never mind.
Well, he is right on that though. But the quote unquote experts on Wall Street are always late to the game. But that's
He's
a
the
difference.
early one.
But you take even
and
a
the-
stop clock is right twice a day.
Him and the 14-year-olds are the early ones.
Here we go.
dive in the culture forward, all right? Next is
perfect.
Zomedica.
So ZOM, this is the price in February was $2.40. I'm guessing he's
56 cents right now. 56 cents.
Okay, so here, February 9th, he was. We're right here.
Oh,
And
February
So-
9th,
so-
he literally picked the top.
So load up on this thing, and we're going up here.
Please tell me he said no. He hasn't said load up yet.
Just
Oh,
let him,
okay,
just
let's-
let him
let him finish.
Let it
Let's
breathe.
go.
Maybe he's saying.
Maybe he's saying sell.
Yeah, let's
Let's
see.
see.
Here we go.
A ticker symbol ZOM sitting at 239. Listen, guys, I need you to load up on this.
Boom.
Yes!
We loaded up right there. Right there, baby. 239.
Yeah, he said it. Listen, guys, he was very focused. Listen, guys, I need you to load up on this thing.
He figured out what the hedge funds didn't figure out. Him and the high schoolers.
So here's my so there's a scene in The Big Short where Michael Scott, Steve Carell is having dinner with that guy, and the guy's explaining his net worth and blah, blah, and Michael Scott gets up and goes, short everything that guy touches.
Yes.
Ready? Short everything this guy touches.
So, Paul, maybe we don't need to watch much more. I mean,
I think this is actually pretty fun. Let's keep going.
okay.
Let's keep going.
That's at 49 cent, 88 cent, 99 cent. Don't worry. There's more room to run in this.
Wait, what about
Now,
56
though,
cents?
I need you to put your investor hat on, okay? Then I need
Oh,
you
it's an
to
investor head on now. I got it.
Let it breathe a bit here. Hold on.
for me. Place a limit buy order for
Pause.
$2.15.
Ready?
Go on.
This is their financials.
$29,000 they made?
30,000 in revenue. Don't say made. They didn't make
I
money.
see.
They had revenue of 30,000. Their losses all along the way. I mean, 17 million in losses is legit.
What's their market cap?
I was just about ready to look.
now. I mean, so
550 million. Look at their shares outstanding. I'm sure that's gonna be awesome. Oh my God. 2.5 million to almost 1 billion shares outstanding.
This is amazing.
okay, let's bring it home, folks. The comments below are going to say, Paul, you're making fun of this guy. This is a nice guy. I want to reiterate.
Oh, I'm sure he's a nice guy.
If YouTube is sending you to this guy, he's just wrong. I mean, there's no I'm speechless.
He has no process.
Thank you.
He has no process. It's absolutely asinine. Oh, wait a second. Instead of Chris Sain, it should be
insane.
There's something there.
Okay. The
Chris
point is,
Asinine.
so someone's also going to say you just picked a random video. You're absolutely right. We just picked a random. This is one of his most popular ones I found. I did not cherry pick many. But this is a random video, and regardless, if you get on YouTube, you will find a random video from him, and he may be saying this. And I'm sad that there might be young investors, new people who are getting into the game. I photographed a senior. I'm a photographer. I photographed a senior, and her dad joined our Patreon last week. I mean,
oh wow!
Yeah, it's just like so old people,
a senior in high school.
older people are getting in the game, and if YouTube is pointing you to this, you just have to be incredibly
process. This guy will be right. It's called recent. At some point, he will be right and say, look, I was right in the last 6 months. It will happen, but that's recency bias. If you don't have a process, which this guy clearly has no process, you will end up losing in the long run. You have to find a process. I'm not saying my process is right, or I'm not saying my process works. I'm not saying it's the best one for you. What I'm saying is whatever you decide to do, find a process that works and stick to it like stink on poop, right?
Yes.
Just stay with it. You will do better over the long run. That's just a fact of investing. In fact, the more and more I read, I've determined one thing. The more and more human interaction, human thought we put into investing,
the worse it gets.
The worse it gets.
Of course.
Pick a process that works and stick to it like nothing else. I do momentum trading. We're creating our momentum trading software right now. I'm doing that because I want a process, and I will never ever deviate from that process.
And there's no human emotion when it comes to that.
Zero human emotion. Even our value plays, Mo and I have our own
back test.
Yeah, magic formula essentially for ourselves, and we buy it. We're gonna start buying it January 1 without thinking. Just do it and do our puts, do our call, and even our puts and calls are based on a process, and we're just gonna do it day in and day out and not think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, I think you're probably a very nice chap.
Well, he's from G-Rap City. He's from Grand Rapids, right?
If you want to come on the show and tell us we're wrong, you can certainly get in a healthy debate with Paul. I would come prepared. You can donate or join Chris in his efforts at Grand City. Grand City is a youth program. I'm very happy that he's helping folks in the world, much like we're trying to do with our donations to charities. He's written a book, and you can
has?
Of course, Paul.
Can I buy it on Amazon?
What's the name of the book?
I'm going to buy it on Amazon right now.
It's on Amazon.
Yeah.
And Paul, we will try to get you hooked up with Chris for a one-on-one mentorship, which he offers. We'll certainly give that a try. So.
Love.
Oh, he's written multiple books.
Oh, Finding Real Love in the Love and Hip Hop Era.
Very nice.
Dumb Athlete, a memoir.
Yes. There you go.
Those are the two books. That's pretty
very
neat.
Very nice. All right, Chris. Good luck in your efforts.
Oh, he's got
here.
64 reviews on this one. That's a lot of reviews for.
Yeah.
I mean, he must have probably a few thousand sales to have that.
And if you're following him, good luck on your trades or holds or whatever he's saying.
If you're following him and doing his trades,
you are probably out a lot of money. So
you probably shouldn't be doing them.
That's okay, but I'm the stupid one.
All right, guys. Final thumbs up on the way out. Thanks for watching the video. See you next time.